Hello everyone and welcome to the second reading of today. It's a Tuesday. The Invictus Games wrapping up. The news still floating around, if you catch this later on, of the meeting between Harry and Prince Charles and the Queen. And there's endless briefing in the press at the moment. It's very hard to keep track of. Everyone's got a story, everyone's got a theory, everyone's speculating. And the latest that has come out, and just as I was preparing to do these readings today, and I had my list of readings that I'm trying to get through, just inspired by this past weekend, never mind the readings that I still have from months and years ago. But the latest story that has burst onto the front pages of the British press is that Harry wants a mediator. He wants a mediator to intervene between himself and Prince William to mend their relationship. Their relationship is damaged beyond repair, according to many of the readings that I have done. Many of the royal reporters are saying the same thing. Of course, from my point of view, it's just alleged. And what I see in the cards, tarot reading, entertainment purposes, or my opinion. But I am using, let me not forget to show you the cards that I am using, the After Tarot, Rider-Waite, wound forward a little bit. The After Tarot is the deck that I use when people are maybe trying to reconcile or thinking of reconciling or not succeeding in reconciling, but it is the deck that I like to use for these kinds of readings. So I'm going to be looking 5-card reading. What is going on? Mediator that Harry feels is necessary to mend the relationship, or to try and mend the relationship with William. I want to know what the relationship is like right now, the situation from Harry's point of view. What Harry actually wants with Prince William right now, and why now? Why is it important now for Prince Harry to rebuild those bridges? How does he really feel about Prince William? What does he really feel about his brother and the outcome? So those are the 5 questions I've got. And it's interesting to me because in the royal family, of course, there are people like Sophie, Edward, just to name a few. There are all kinds of courtiers who could get involved. Why Harry has to make an announcement that he wants a mediator when there are people very well equipped within the royal family members who are not taking sides, unless the whole family has taken sides against Harry and all sticking with William now, except for Princess Eugenie, maybe. But why the external mediator? It sounds like something that you have to do when you go through a divorce. You have to go through mediation, try and fix the thing, or a breakdown of a business relationship, something. Maybe it's something that he's learned from Better Up, that mediators are the people to go to instead of lawyers. Well done, Harry. You've learnt that now after all the litigation that you have instituted against the royal family, against the press, against whoever else, the British government. Now you want a mediator involved with your brother. So what's the situation? What does Harry want with William, and why now? And how does he really feel about his brother? What's going on? Hopefully the After Tarot will tell us. And they're floating up above, and bring them down a bit. And well, we know why. The World in reverse. That's the underlying energy of this reading. The World card. The World card is happy endings, successful conclusions of stories, moving on to a new chapter in your life. When it's in the reverse, you're stuck in a situation, you're stuck in a negative cycle. It doesn't end well, it's a never-ending story, but it is also, as I always say with this card, publicity. The whole world is watching, and the world is watching, and the world is not impressed with this conflict between these two brothers. And the way that Harry has behaved. Harry's popularity has sunk to all-time low. Meghan's popularity is now worse than Rosemary West. Is it Rose or Rosemary West? I've gone blank. But one of Britain's most notorious killers and murderers. And Meghan's reputation, apparently, according to opinion polls, is worse than that. Pretty bad. Not much worse than it can get. So this is about PR, this is about publicity, this is about news. Harry wanting to end this bad news cycle and move on to better things. Netflix, anyone? And so let's see the situation, why a mediator has to be employed in here, the Chariot in reverse. Well, first of all, the Chariot is, of course, the Cancer card, major arcana, one of them for Cancerians, that's William. So William in reverse, William fed up, furious, not cooperating, not having anything to do with him, channels of communication shut down, not budging when the Chariot is in reverse. But the Chariot in reverse also, from Prince Harry's point of view, and this reading really is from Prince Harry's point of view, is that he has run out of road. His little adventure has really come to nothing. I always say when I see the Chariot in reverse with Harry, it's the car that's driven off the road, rolled down the ditch, it's on its roof, tyres are spinning, smoke coming out the engine, Harry's crawling out the window now, and a little bit bruised, a little bit dazed, just what happened there. Thought I was doing so well, but actually not really. That's the Chariot. The Chariot is, of course, ambition as well. Political ambition, influence, all that kind of stuff. And it's quite a complex card actually to read as a tarot reader. And Cancerians are quite complex people because they are very sensitive, very emotional, very moody, but they're also very ambitious, very tough when it comes to business. Cancerians are real go-getters. And that's Prince William. But Prince William is an angry man, the Chariot in reverse. He's not interested. He possibly is almost, Harry might blame him for the fact that Harry ran out of road, had this bit of a car crash in his life. There is a feeling that's coming off that card of blame. We've got two major arcana here in the reverse, and two interesting ones. The World in reverse is Saturn, of course, Saturn and Cancer, duty and diligence and structure and discipline. Those are the energies of those cards, but they're in the reverse. Harry, of course, Harry's energy coming through here loud and clear, as well as William's. They're both in this reading, so they're both showing up. So what does Harry really want with William right now? Oh, wow. He wants back in. He wants money. He wants status, he wants power, he wants influence, he wants his future guaranteed, he wants titles, he wants to be Captain General of the Marines, he wants his children to have titles, he wants to be on that balcony, he wants back in. And he realizes that the one he really needs to persuade, to convince, is William. The Queen is easy, the Queen is there, he's got her sorted. And but that's no use. Get on the balcony now. What happens when the Queen isn't around? And I think Prince Harry will have realised from his very brief meeting with Her Majesty the Queen this past weekend that the Queen is not going to be around for much longer. I think maybe a bit of a shock for Prince Harry. Maybe the truth is dawning that he might have precipitated this decline in Her Majesty's health. She's not going to be around for much longer to look after him, to protect him, to forgive him, to invite him back, to make everything better. Then there's Charles. Charles is angry, according to the reading I've just done on Charles. Charles does not look like he is in a very forgiving mood, not with that book hanging over his head. William is the one that Harry has got to work on. This is strategic, this is political. I said the Chariot card is a political card. There it is. This is what it's all about. He wants back in. Incredible. So, why now? Why now in particular? The party is over. The party is over for Prince Harry. The fun he was having, off to California, surfing USA, all the substances that he had access to while he was there, the parties, the celebrities, the Silicon Valley types, the private jets, the Oscars, all the rest of it. It's over. Party's over. Party's over. And I think once the Invictus Games is over, the party is really over for Prince Harry. And the car crash. So he thought it was going to be so much fun. And Megs, of course, in my opinion, of course, tarot reading, allegedly, Megs told him that this was just going to be party central. You never have to do a dull, boring thing again in your life. And trust me, follow me. And off he trotted. So how does he really, that big size Tess, who's been brought inside in disgrace, not by me, she's been very loud and boisterous and barking while I was trying to do my previous reading, and asked for silence, and now there is silence. There is a sigh. Just as I said, the party is over. Tess's little party outside over too. Just for now. She'll be out playing again in a few minutes. So, how does Harry really feel about Prince William? How does he really feel? Justice in reverse. Wow. He feels the whole thing with William is so unfair. William has been so unfair by being born first, by being smarter, taller, better looking, wiser, married to a better person. It's just not fair, is it? It's not fair at all. Yeah, he seethes with resentment when he thinks about his brother. Another major arcana that's come out. I would say can't stand him, really. Truth be told, there's no love here in this card, the Justice card in reverse. I think he feels that William lords it over him, that William is unfairly in charge of all of these things. William maybe holds the keys to this castle where Harry wants to play, and particularly in the After Tarot, this child is front and center of this. Harry wants his children back in the line of succession, not that they've been removed, not yet. But he wants them there. He wants them back in. Maybe he's realized what he's costing his children by his behavior and his tantrums and his storming off, and his wife's behavior. Maybe some truths are beginning to dawn for Prince Harry. But yeah, no love lost there. What will the outcome be of this latest announcement, Harry and his scheme to get a mediator involved to mend this relationship so he can get access to the palace funds again? Well, it looks as if Prince William might actually cooperate with this and say, all right, Three of Pentacles is the teamwork card, is the cooperation card. It's literally that card. So, okay, you want to work on this, then I'll work on it. You want a mediator involved, then fine, I'll show up. And you might not like what you hear though. But maybe I have seen from Prince William, I have seen that he is letting go of a lot of stuff. I saw that in the reading I did on him a few days ago. He's putting down his burdens. He's dropping all that toxic energy. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it for him, for his health, for his family, for his life, for his future. So if this is the way it's got to go, then he will show up. It's a very minor card, the Three of Pentacles. It's a no big deal. This is Harry's goal. And things are going badly for Harry. We see that with the World in reverse, with the Chariot in reverse, with the Three of Cups in reverse. He's full of resentment. And the Justice card, interestingly, is about mediation. It is a process used in law, literally mediation. It's not only used in sort of personal disputes and things like that, but it is used in legal disputes very often. So it's interesting. He thinks that Prince William has not been fair and maybe hasn't been open to this kind of process in the past. But it looks as if Prince William is going to say, okay, that's what you want. I'll show up. I'll do what you want me to do. Then you can't point fingers at me anymore and say how awful I am, how evil I am, how unjust I am, how unkind I am, and cold and calculating and all the rest of it. It looks as if everybody right now is working very hard to fix things. Makes one wonder what is really going on with the Queen's health, what is really going on with the Harkles' marriage, with their finances, with Harry's book, all kinds of things, all kinds of stories, all kinds of theories swirling around. Very hard to see through them, but this is the situation between the two brothers right now, and quite an interesting outcome. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to let Tess out to play some more, and I will see you tomorrow.